as a visitor.
Player. You good? Hurry up, hurry up.
Is Hobie there? Is Hobie there? A pleasant afternoon to all. I am very pleased to be a temporary mistress of ceremonies because our mistress of ceremonies is on her way. Just some housekeeping matters before we begin. Some of my guests have to leave a little earlier, so we're trying to start promptly, but we still have a hiccup. So some of my guests will have to leave a little earlier, and I want to make an excuse on their behalf. The location of the toilets are right here on my right, that's on your left. The gentleman who will be playing the first verse of the national anthem would prefer that we do not take photos. 2 treats will be issued to you for bottled drinks after the ceremony, and buffet will be served for dignitaries, and we have takeaway plates for persons who choose not to have the buffet. It will be served to all invited guests. As we begin this auspicious occasion, which is the 20th anniversary of the Piton Management Area as a World Heritage Site, I wish to invite you to stand so we can begin the proceeding with prayers, which will be led by Krumer Harold. Here's my program. So you go with the usual order. Just start the prayers and then I'll do that after this.
Once again, a pleasant good afternoon to all. Catholics and those who wish to, please sign yourselves now. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. As we gather here today to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the PMA, let us take a moment to bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you with our hearts full of gratitude as we celebrate this momentous occasion. We thank you for the beauty and splendor of the Piton Management Area, for its breathtaking landscapes, and for the rich cultural heritage it embodies. We are grateful for the dedication and hard work of everyone who has contributed to preserving this natural wonder over the past 2 decades. Bless our local community members, supporters from afar, dedicated staff, and passionate volunteers who have tirelessly worked to maintain and protect this precious environment. As we gather here today, we ask for your blessings upon this ceremony. Guide our thoughts and discussions, and may our actions continue to reflect our commitment to conservation and sustainable development. May this celebration be a reminder of the beauty and preservation we strive to uphold. In your holy name we pray, amen. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
Please remain standing. The word for today was, Lord, if you want to, you can heal me. So this is the word for today. I now call on Mr. Herbie Altano to lead us in the national anthem instrumental. Thank you very much, Mr. Altano. Please have a seat. A budding saxophonist from Soufrière. Wow. At this time, I now call on Ms. Cabrina Epifan, the president of our PMA Club, to welcome you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me adopt the protocol already established. I would like to honor the Honorable Emma Hippolyte, District Representative of Soufrière for Sejac, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training, Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper. Ms. Anita Montout, Permanent Secretary of the Department of Sustainable Development, Ms. Marcia Symphorian, Secretary General, St. Lucia National Commission for UNESCO, Mrs. Joan Hippolyte, Manager of the Pitons Management Area, PMA, members of PMAC, representative from the Soufrière Regional Development Foundation, SRDF, representative of the Soufrière Marine Management Authority, SMMA, benefactors of the Pitons Management Area, PMA, past managers of the Pitons Management Area, Henix Joseph, Dominique Augustin, Danalie Lubon, representative of RESDP, District Education Officer, Principals. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PMA 20th Anniversary Ceremony under the theme 20 Years of Beauty and Preservation. We are delighted to have you all here to celebrate this momentous occasion with us. Your presence this afternoon is a testament to your support and dedication to preserving the natural beauty and cultural heritage of the PMA. As we gather here today on June 28th to commemorate this milestone, it is important to note that our official anniversary falls on June 30th. On June 30th, 2004, PMA was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a significant recognition of its unique beauty and our collective efforts in its preservation. We are incredibly grateful to all of you who have contributed to our journey. Your support, dedication, and passion have been instrumental in achieving this milestone. Whether you are a local community member, a supporter from afar, a dedicated staff member, or a passionate volunteer, each of you has played a crucial role in preserving the beauty and heritage of the PMA. As we reflect on the past 2 decades, we honor the dedication and passion of everyone involved in maintaining the PMA status as a beacon of natural and cultural heritage. Let us celebrate our collective achievements and look forward to many more years of commitment to beauty and preservation. Thank you once again for joining us here in this celebration. Enjoy the afternoon and let us continue our journey of preserving the magnificent Pitons, the sulfur springs, and the entire PMA for generations to come. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cabrina Epifan, for your welcoming words. Well put together. I know it's a bit warm, but I want to really thank everyone for taking time off your busy schedule to be here. When I had my staff to do the call up for our persons who were supposed to call in, many persons said they had a prior engagement or they couldn't come. And so quite a few of our guests are missing, but I'm very happy that we are here and we are starting on time. Again, I am welcoming myself as the manager of the PMA office to present the report. Now, it's 20 years. It's not going to be very long, I can guarantee you. Honorable Emma Hippolyte, parliamentary representative for Soufrière Saint-Jacques. Mrs. Anita Montout, permanent secretary of the Department of Sustainable Development. Mrs. Marcia Sinfourier Laura, Secretary General, St. Lucia National Commission for UNESCO. Members of PIMAC who are present, representative from SRDF and representative from SMMA, benefactors of the Piton Management Area, members of the Piton Management Area Club, Inspector Kimroy Rene, or representative from the police force, past managers of the Piton Management Area, Mr. Hennings Joseph, Mr. Dominic Augustine, Mr. Dan Lillebon, representatives of Renewable Energy Sector Development Project, District Education Officer, principals, teachers, invited guests. I bid you again a warm welcome. Years ago, the Piton Management Area was given the status of a World Heritage Site. It was a difficult task. I was not part of the team, but for those who were there at the time, it was a difficult task because of the location of the Piton Management Area and what it entailed. And so I will give you a brief synopsis of what transpired, and then I will move into my time as the manager of the PMA. Beyond all of this, the PMA comprised 2,909 hectares of land and marine space, which are bordered by the Diamond Road. I soon found out that what I thought was is not is. The eastern boundary is along the Boisden Road and down to the Anselavoy River in the south. So these are the terrestrial boundaries of the Piton Management Area. On the marine side of the Piton Management Area, we have 11 kilometers long from the Soufrière Bay down to Anselavoy River and 1 kilometer wide. Many persons have a misconception that the Piton Management Area only encompasses the Pitons. But for those of you who may have been following our program on Zafenu last week, Wednesday the 19th, Krumah Herald clearly explained, and some of us know now, that the Piton Management Area includes the Sulphur Springs as well, which is the world's only drive-in volcano because of its outstanding universal value. This is one of the criteria that helped us to attain the title. Again, Krumah was able to show me that there is somewhere else in the world which has twin peaks, somewhere in Brazil, I think, almost exactly like the Pitons, but it is not right in the sea. That's the only difference. So for us, the Pitons and the Sulphur Springs are the features that attained the World Heritage title because of their outstanding universal value. There are other things within the PMA, like the botanical gardens. There are botanical gardens all over the world. There are waterfalls, and for some people, our waterfalls are just a trickle of water. That's like opening a tap. And so it is the endemic species, the pitons, and the sulfur springs that really stand out for us. Within the PMA, we have viewpoints where we are supposed to take viewpoint monitoring photos biannually to submit to UNESCO in an effort to show that we are maintaining the status, we are maintaining that pristine beauty which allowed us to gain the title of a World Heritage Site. And for us at the PMA, that is our main role, ensuring that whatever was within the limits of acceptable change, which was done in 2013, it was like the conditions by which we, as a World Heritage Site, can retain that title. However, at this point in time, St. Lucia is in the orange zone. There are 4 zones. Green, which means that excellent conditions. Yellow, we're moving away from some of the conditions. Orange, we are precariously close to the endangered zone. And red, we are on the endangered list, whereby they can take away the title from us if we do not provide the conditions that are necessary. I joined the Piton management area as the manager in January 2023. So it's a year and 6 months since I've been the manager. And I had to hit the ground running when I joined the office. I was bombarded by the secretary with the HIDA report, the SOC report, the LAC study, the this, the that, and the list goes on and on and on, and I'm like, what is happening? And I'm supposed to prepare a state of conservation report, which is the SOC report, within a month's time. There was no manager for 6 months. I just came in and I had to prepare that. But thankfully, she, because of her institutional knowledge, was able to assist me, and I was able to get this SOC report going, thankfully, by the end of January 2023. And on the same day that I submitted the report, my husband closed his eyes. So I guess he was just hanging in there for that to be done. So I must say that I was happy. The SOC report was prepared, and that was something that we had to prepare, because if you are on the endangered list, you have to prepare a report stating what is happening within the World Heritage Site. For us in Soufrière, with the Piton management area, we are supposed to present the report every 2 years. And the reason, again, is because we are very close to being on the endangered list. Other countries that are in the yellow and the green zone, they prepare a report every 6 years. So I'm hoping that with the effort of all stakeholders, all of us here present, my staff and myself, the ministry, SRDF, SMMA, and every person living within this World Heritage Site, all the 55 owners within the Jalousie Bay, and the persons who are developing and who want to develop, if we are to remain a World Heritage Site, we have to meet the conditions. Last year, in May, we got a startling letter saying that, you know, there are persons signing up and saying something is happening within the PMA, right on the pitons, and we need to take action. Thankfully, when I traveled, with the help of Vera Lecoy, who is our ambassador in Paris, we were able to calm the waters and show, based on our photos from the viewpoint monitoring, that nothing is being seen, even if some things are happening. And so we have 20 viewpoint monitoring sites from which we have to take photos biannually and send a report to show that all is well based on the baseline photos of 2013. This doesn't mean that because things are not being seen that we do not have to monitor. We have to monitor because otherwise we will lose the status. And for those of us who are living within that World Heritage Site, we will lose big time. Many countries all over the world are making such a fuss about becoming a World Heritage Site. And we in St. Lucia, Soufrière St. Lucia, it looks like we're taking it for granted because we already have people visiting us because of the pitons and the sulfur springs anyway. But if we truly value the World Heritage Site status, which is recognized worldwide, we need to preserve and conserve and to maintain that pristine beauty. Presently, we are required to do 2 things before we submit our SOC report, and so far, I must admit that we are doing quite well. With the help of the Renewable Energy Sector Development Project, they are funding the demarcation boundaries of the Piton management area, which is a very expensive project. Even I don't know the cost. It's the World Bank that is sponsoring it. We did have the Piton management area 20 years ago, but it is only now that we are actually going to register the boundaries at the land registry. Something else we are supposed to do is to make the limits of acceptable change law, meaning that now, with the law, if you do anything that is outside of what is required based on the guidelines, then you can be taken to court. And for those of you who are interested, we have some flyers that you can help yourself with as you leave. It will give you all the guidelines. We also have at the bottom of your program the website and the social media platform on which you can get more information about the PMA, or you can visit us at the corner of Danley Alexander Street and Victoria Street to get first-hand information. Or you can call us at 468-5001, 2, 3, or 4. So again, I want to thank RESDP, which is the Renewable Energy Sector Development Project. These are the persons who are trying to source geothermal energy in the environs of the Piton management area, not within it. So we are supposed to provide UNESCO with 4 specifications in our next report. It is 1, that we confirm that the LAC study is being made into law. 2, that the boundaries are demarcated and being registered at the land registry. 3, that we review the Piton management area management plan, which was done since 2003, but has not been reviewed. And 4, we are supposed to say what is going to happen within our green buffer zone. That means outside of the PMA, what are some of the activities that we will allow to happen there? For this 20th anniversary, we at the PMA, we embarked on maybe too much, more than a mouthful, because there were so many things happening that, I mean, it was like a buzz. So we started off with a photography competition. Then we used photos from the photography competition to create a 2024 calendar. So on that calendar, if you have it, you can keep that calendar for information about the PMA. Then we embarked on school visits, and we distributed these calendars to all the schools and the stakeholders within the PMA for them to keep abreast with the information. Then we embarked on school visits, as well as trying to develop a curriculum for the grade 4s to introduce information specifically about the PMA within their own curriculum. We also embarked on revitalizing the PMA Club, which was established in 2020, but because of COVID, it did not get off the ground. Also, we have not registered the club because we do not have sufficient adults to be on the executive. So I'm very thankful to Ms. Cabrina Epifan, who is serving as the president, and a few other members. We also embarked on visits with the stakeholders and meetings with the stakeholders, and currently we are trying to put together our carnival band so that even the children will know the various aspects or the various features of the Piton management area. In all of this, I want to encourage us as Soufriere persons to cherish and preserve the Piton management area in whatever way that you can. You can become a member of the club, you can assist and encourage persons who are showing appreciation, like we have the monument, and we have many persons who have contributed towards the upkeep. Only this morning we got word from the brewery because they are using the Piton beer as the Pitons as their brand, and so we have asked them to assist us. We are going to embark on a project whereby we may make copyright of the Piton, so anybody who wants to use it thereafter will have to pay royalties. We are very thankful to all the stakeholders and the donors and benefactors who have assisted us thus far. So in closing, I want to encourage all of us, Soufrierians, persons living within the PMA, owners of property within the PMA, to help maintain that status, because like I said, we are very close to becoming on the endangered list and the title may be taken away from us. When this happens, it means that our lands within the PMA will be devalued, although our pitons and sulfur springs still remain. I see an area like Piton that many persons think is behind God's back. I see it as an area where we Soufriere people can take full possession of that area, where we make it our own natural heritage place, where nothing comes in that will disrupt the pristine and quiet beauty of Piton. So owners of land in Piton, like Ms. Hippolyte, I'm hoping that we can put something together whereby land within the Piton area is not sold to anybody other than a Soufriere developer or a local developer. And then we have our rules and guidelines, just like the World Heritage Site. You don't come into Piton with a noisy motorcycle or a vehicle that is 10 years old and stuff like that. And so we will make it our own pristine area that is not disturbed. And in closing, like I said, I want to encourage everybody to help us, although this is not the theme, to help us preserve our property for prosperity and posterity. That was the theme for 2018. But this year we just said 20 years of beauty and preservation. So with that, I want to again thank you for your patience listening to me. And like I said, I wouldn't be too long, but it was still a little long. And so I want to thank you for your patience. Is our MC here? It's just, you will come and do it. Okay, at this point, I would like to call on Mrs. Anita Montut, our permanent secretary in the Department of Sustainable Development, to deliver some brief remarks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hippolyte. You took all my time. But then you said brief remarks, so I'll be very brief. I wish to adopt the protocol that has already been established, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to have me address you today at this auspicious gathering. As the PS for Sustainable Development, which the PMA is under my purview, today the PMA celebrates its 20th anniversary on our World Heritage status. And we are very proud of this achievement, and I want to thank everyone for being here on behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia. Thank those who live and work within the space at every level, and to those who are integrally involved in the monitoring of the daily activities and to ensure the policies and guidelines are followed. And I must applaud those of us from the ministry, the Department of Physical Planning, the DCA, Sustainable Development, the PMA, and the AG Chambers for finally seeing light in terms of having the LAC study, which is the policy with regards to the limit of acceptable change. It will soon become law. And this is one thing that I'm really, really proud of and to be a part of. You know, God has blessed us, St. Lucians, among other things, with the majestic Pitons and the sulfur spring. And this is something that we have to cherish, and we must never allow anybody to take possession of the Pitons and the sulfur spring, among other things. 2 decades of beauty and preservation. So let us continue to preserve, protect our cultural and heritage status. And today, as we celebrate the 20th anniversary, I want each of us to remember that no matter what you do, you are St. Lucian, no matter where you go. And if there is one thing people are longing to see, is to see the beauty, the Pitons, to just be close to it. And as the manager for the PMA Municipal, it said that we do not know what we have. A lot of times maybe because we see it every day, we do not realize the value of the Piton and the sulfur springs. But when you travel, persons tell you that they're dying to come to St. Lucia. They want to see the sulfur, they want to see the Pitons. And I want you to know that you have something that God has given us for us to bless and cherish. And as we are here today to celebrate the 20th anniversary, let us all do it and remember that we too can play our part in a small way, whatever it is that we can do to allow us to preserve this, to protect, preserve, conserve the Pitons. So happy anniversary to everyone, and may you enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I am one of those who have to leave a bit early because I have to attend the funeral of one of my staff members' family, immediate family. So I will be leaving you a bit early. I'm not too happy about that, but it is something that I have to do. So I thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam PS. Now I'm stooping. I have to hoist up because she's a little short. Can you assist? Thank you. Thank you once again, Madam PS. As she rightly said, we have to preserve and conserve what we have. Again, I think it is because we have the Pitons here with us and the sulfur springs. Many persons, I've never been to the sulfur springs. I've never had a bath in the sulfur springs. For me, I don't like the smell to stay on me, but I love the sulfur springs. And as we mentioned the sulfur springs, I just want to mention that although the Piton management area is managing the area with regards maintaining what is required to retain the status, we have to work in collaboration with SRDF, Soufrière Regional Development Foundation, who actually manages the Gros Piton Trail and the sulfur springs. So that if they would like to, and they have suggested some of the things that they would like to develop, say for example at the sulfur springs, if they want to develop maybe a hotel or something where people can actually be living there and just come down to the pools to bathe, they would have to refer to UNESCO to ask for permission. So these are some of the challenges that we have when we are a World Heritage Site. And again, UNESCO expects that we as a Piton Management Area Office should be able to sustain ourselves from the revenue generated from SRDF. So if we are supposed to, improve the inscription site, which many persons are saying it needs a wow effect. And so UNESCO is expecting us to get monies generated from the sites to help spruce up and brighten up and enhance the beauty of the monument and of the sites themselves. So moving right along, we at the PMA, we have to work in collaboration with the SRDF and also the Soufrière Marine Management Association, who is managing the marine aspect, and the SRDF, who's managing the terrestrial assets. I also want to mention the whole idea of over-tourism, because I'm hearing a lot of hype about, a lot of tourists are coming, a lot of persons are coming for Carnival. It is very good. And that is one of the things we have to do as a Piton Management Area Office to maintain the balance for sustainable livelihood and also preserving the beauty. So yes, we want the money, yes, we want employment, yes, we want development, but it comes at a cost. And so that is why the Petit Piton, we have restricted travel up the Petit Piton as much as possible because of the rock slides and some of the erosion that is happening there, because I'm sure some of you, if you turn around, you will see that the Piton looks lush green today. But when we are in the dry season, you can really see a lot of scarring, and it's just like a tall, hard rock. So much for all of that talking. At this time, I wish to call on Mrs. Selwina McKetney, who will do for us the Piton song, which was the original song done when we became a World Heritage Site. So, call in Mrs. Selwina McKetney.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just before I do this song, I'd like to say something about it. I wrote, composed, and sang this song at the request of UNESCO via Giles Romulus and Dean Walton, who asked me to write a song which would dossier the Pitons as a prospective World Heritage Site, and this I did. I hope you enjoy it. This song was played locally, regionally, and internationally. As a result, it was instrumental in the selection of the Pitons as a World Heritage Site. Talking about solution, we must identify. So powerful and majestic, Twin Piton standing high, symbolizing love and unity, and they boost our national pride. Our children must be proud indeed, Mother Nature never lies. So they preserve your natural heritage, talk about their history. For on the international stage, they will represent you and me. Don't you know it's the only place on earth where you could ever find? Go and Petit Piton, God's gift to all mankind. As I go and Petit Piton, God's gift to all mankind. From a volcanic eruption, the unit that was formed, a mystical position at the top of Soufrière Town. To many it's a challenge, onlookers are left in awe. The fisherman who's lost at sea, the Piton sea will follow. So preserve your natural heritage, talk about their history. For on the international stage they will represent you and me. So you know it's the only place on earth where you could ever find. Go and Petit Piton, God's gift to all mankind. As I go and Petit Piton, God's gift to all mankind. As a visitor to my island, I know you'd love to climb, and our guides are trained to take you from earth to heaven's door. Up there you will discover the arts and artifacts of our ancestors who dwell there, the Caribs and Arawaks. To preserve your natural heritage, talk about their history. For on the international stage, they will represent you and me. So you know with the earth place on earth where you could ever find. Go and P.T. Piton, God's gift to all mankind. As I go and P.T. Piton, God's gift to all mankind. Of all the other heritage sites, I'm sure you will agree that the fabulous Twin Pitons, number one to you and me. Yes, the fabulous Twin Pitons, number one to you and me. Go and P.T. Piton, God's gift to all mankind. Go and P.T. Piton, God's gift to all mankind. As we go and P.T. Piton, God's gift to all mankind. Go and P.T. Piton, God's gift to all mankind. Thank you.
Round of applause. Very, very powerful. She still has that beautiful voice, and it resonates very well with the Piton and our anniversary. So thank you very much, Selwina, for making it. I couldn't pick her up, but she found herself here. Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to make an excuse on behalf of some of the persons who were not able to be here. Our Honorable Sean Edwards, who's the Minister of our department, and the Prime Minister, they are out of state. I would also like to make an excuse for Mr. Giles Romulus, who was one of the persons up front, you know, and Mr. Jimmy Fletcher. Again, I guess because I'm not the MC, you know. Also, somehow or the other, I don't know why we do not have our persons from physical planning on this list of persons to be recognized. Again, I'm not sure why, but they are very instrumental in terms of ensuring that the LAC becomes law and making the area an area of environmental protection. And that's the responsibility of the Ministry of Physical Planning, Miss Karen Augustine and Miss Joavel and her team. So if they're here, give them a round of applause. Thank you ever so much for all the hard work behind the scenes. At this time, I would like to call on Mrs. Marcia Sinforian-Laura, the Secretary General of St. Lucia National Commission from UNESCO. She has been another one instrumental in guiding me along because, again, I'm like a fish out of water. All I knew was Soufrière is a Piton management area, and it was bordered on the boundaries of the Diamond Road. I thought it was Belle Plaine Road into Uslavoy and a few of the other nitty-gritties like the color you should build your house if it is directly within the building area, the roof and stuff like that. But Mrs. Marcia Sinforian-Laura has been there helping me along, guiding me along, and for that I am very thankful. Let us give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Mrs. Hippolyte. I will adopt the protocol established, but I want to just recognize the Honorable Emma Hippolyte, Parliamentary Representative for Soufrière, Mrs. Joan Hippolyte, Manager of the PMA Office, and our distinguished guests, representative of our various agencies, the Development Control Authority, the principals and students of the various schools, and our artists who are here to also participate and celebrate with us.
It gives me immense pleasure to be here. I am really, truly pleased to be here today to celebrate with you this important milestone, the 20th anniversary of the PMA's inscription on the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I want to just start by asking us to give Sophia a round of applause, give St. Lucia a round of applause. The attainment of World Heritage status is widely regarded as perhaps one of the most prestigious honors that UNESCO bestows on member states. For most member states, the inscription of their national treasures on the World Heritage list is a source of tremendous pride, and for them it's a major accomplishment. The award bestows upon a national asset universal value. And basically, it transcends the site beyond the local context to the global landscape as an international asset belonging to all of humanity. It is a recognition of the importance of the site and the need to protect it and preserve it for future generations. When the PMA, Piton's management area, was inscribed on the World Heritage List on June 30, 2004, at the 20th session of the World Heritage Committee, it joined an impressive list of important natural, cultural, and historic sites, including the birthplace of Jesus Christ, the Great Wall of China, the pyramids of Giza in Egypt, the Roman Colosseum in Italy, Machu Picchu in Peru, Stonehenge in England, the Taj Mahal in India, the Great Barrier Reefs in Australia, Robben Island, South Africa. Closer to home, the Blue and John Crow Mountains, home of the Maroons in Jamaica. And so it is a prestigious honor that we have to cherish and we have to guard jealously. Our PMA, as you heard, was inscribed as a natural site on the basis of two criteria. One, that it represents an outstanding example of Earth's major stages of history. Secondly, superlative natural phenomenon or areas of exceptional natural beauty and aesthetic importance. Following the inscription on February 14, 2005, an official inscription ceremony was held in Soufrière as part of the observance of the island's independence anniversary. To mark the occasion, the then UNESCO Director General, Mr. Koshi Matsura, paid an official visit to St. Lucia, and along with the then Governor General, Dame Paulette Louisi, and the then Prime Minister, Dr. Kenny Anthony, they unveiled what we now know as the inscription monument. Since then, the journey has been a mixed bag. I think Mrs. Ippolich has gotten her dose of it in a very short space of time. A mixed bag of moments of pride and satisfaction at our accomplishments and moments of trepidation and anxieties related to the intermittent threats of delisting which looms over us every now and then. Over the years, we've made significant strides, foremost of which was the development of the Limits of Acceptable Change study, which provides clear guidelines on the level and types of activities which may be undertaken within the PMA so as not to compromise its outstanding universal value. It is now left for these guidelines to be fully integrated into national legislation to ensure the protection of the site. And I welcome the news by the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Mortoot, that this is in train. Other accomplishments include the fact that St. Lucia has consistently met its reporting obligations through the completion of the periodic reporting exercise as required by the World Heritage Convention. The establishment of the PMA Club to educate our youth and encourage their engagement in heritage protection and preservation. The review of the PMA management plan to incorporate measures to mitigate the impact of climate change on the site. However, these accomplishments have been punctuated by a number of challenges, most notably the challenges related to the development pressures within the site. Indeed, our inability to find the right balance between protection and preservation on one hand, and sustainable development on the other hand, remains a major source of concern and a potential threat to the site's status. We have seen over the years a certain lack of understanding and perhaps a level of disregard by some stakeholders of the importance of the natural aesthetic of the site in the conception of the development projects. Further, we have in some instances witnessed a failure to adhere strictly to the approval guidelines given by the state authorities for development projects. The result has been a diminishing of the aesthetic value of the site in some areas. As a member of the Piton's Management Advisory Committee, the National Commission takes very seriously its advisory role, especially as it relates to providing guidance on the impact of development on the site's inscription. I take this opportunity to call for stronger and more decisive action in favor of the PME. We must ensure that all developments, without exception, fall within the limits of acceptable change study so as not to threaten the outstanding universal value of the site and its status as a World Heritage Site. Protecting the PMA, safeguarding it, and maintaining our World Heritage status must remain a priority for us as a people, and we must all do our part. National authorities, members of the business community, civil society, residents of Soufrière, developers, and indeed all of St. Lucia must rally around the cause of jealously guarding the World Heritage status of the PME. This 20th anniversary milestone provides us with an opportunity to reflect on this journey, acknowledging the efforts and contributions of the many individuals who have over the years advocated for and worked tirelessly to protect the site. I want to just mention Mr. Jazz Romulas in particular, Dr. James Fletcher, Mrs. Vera Lakai, who is incidentally now the chairperson of the UNESCO Executive Board, one of the highest decision-making bodies at UNESCO. Past and current members of the PMAC, past and current members of management and staff of the PMA office, past and present. It is also an opportunity for us to build upon the progress made so far and to identify and strengthen the areas of weakness and to recommit to the protection and preservation of the site. In that regard, the National Commission for UNESCO, under the chairmanship of the Honorable Sean Edward, remains firmly committed to the cause of the PMA and reiterates its full support to the PMA office in its efforts at protecting the World Heritage status of the PMA. In that regard, I am pleased to announce the approval by UNESCO of a project which was recently submitted by the PMA office, which will help to enhance the visitor experience within the World Heritage Site. Additional financial support will also be provided in the coming months for a second project geared at educating our students on the importance of World Heritage by integrating information on the PMA within the school curriculum. In closing, I wish to commend the management and staff of the PMA office for their continued commitment to the protection of the PMA. It would be remiss of me not to single out Glenda. Glenda has been there from the start. She has, I think all of the managers who are here would have worked with Glenda at some point in time. She has her heart, her soul, her entire being in the PMA and protecting the site. So thank you, Glenda, for your hard work and your dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. Happy anniversary, and cheers to many, many more milestone anniversary celebrations for our PMA World Heritage Site. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Marcia Sinforia Laura. Sincerely appreciated the congratulatory message and the information with regards the PMA. I'm also happy to hear of Mrs. Vera LaCoy's promotion. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with our program. And I would like to call on Mr. Manchus Casabon to present us with his song, St. Lucia Rise, Piton Rise.
Oh yes, let's go on. A most compelling presence that we all view with reverence. This immortal national symbol, a sense of pride to all. Quietly these volcanic peaks stand, revealing the history of our land. A volcanic history, creating an explosion of beauty. Rise, Piton, rise, rise to the occasion. Rise, Piton, rise, we share your recognition. World Heritage Site status brings a sense of pride to us. The world now says it's true, what St. Lucians already knew, that the Piton stand apart as one of nature's greatest works of art. Oh yes, I can't believe it's 20 years. Oh my goodness. We celebrate. A sign of our identity, source of income for many. A landmark to all our fishers who fish our beautiful waters. We often celebrate her beauty in our many paintings and poetry. A great inspiration to creative minds of our nation. Oh yes. Rise, Piton, rise, rise to the occasion. Rise, Piton, rise, we share your recognition. World Heritage Site status brings a sense of pride to us. The world now says it's true, what Suferians already knew, that the Piton stand apart as one of nature's greatest works of art. Oh yes. We celebrate. One more thing. In we history it stated that the Pitons were sacred to we Amerindian ancestors, but now in this new era, a whole new stature the world gives you, outstanding universal value. With St. Lucian fierceness, protect nature's gift that's priceless. Oh yes. Rise, Piton, rise, rise to the occasion. Rise, Piton, rise, we share your recognition. World Heritage Site status brings a sense of pride to us. The world now says it's true, what St. Lucians already knew, that the Piton stand apart as one of nature's greatest. Somebody help me say, just one of the year, let's just listen. Rise, Piton, rise, oh yes, rise to the occasion. Rise, Piton, rise, we share your recognition. World Heritage Site status brings a sense of pride to us. The world now says it's true, what all of you already knew, that the Piton stand apart as one of nature's greatest works of art. Somebody say, yeah! I love you.
Another round of applause for Manchus, a son of the soil. Casabon like myself. Thank you very much, Manchus Casabon. At this time, I will be handing over, but before I hand over, I just want to invite us. I'm not sure, well, my stuff is not on there anymore, but I just want to ensure that persons feel welcome. At the end of the ceremony, we would like you to take up a nice pose near a Piton cake we have at the back there, or the natural beauty of the Piton, to wish congratulatory messages to the PMA in video bits, which we will put together as a montage. I think that's what Krumah said it is. So feel free at the end of the ceremony to come and wish the PMA in a brief video clip, happy 20th anniversary, 20 years of toiling to help maintain that prestigious title. So over to you, Miss Jessie Leonce, who is the Mistress of Ceremonies. I think sometimes they do it in parts, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Profuse apologies. We were coming from a prior engagement in the north of the island. So I'm representing the Department of Sustainable Development. Thank you so much for being part of this activity, and thank you so much for being so welcoming so far. Thank you. Glenda, thank you. Everybody at PMA office, thank you. It's always a pleasure to come down to Sulphur City, and what better occasion for the 20th anniversary of the PMA. At this point, I just want to acknowledge the presence of some of our officials here. Minister Hippolyte, thank you for being here. Also to, if I'm going through the schedule, Mrs. Symphorian Laura from the UNESCO, and thank you for the launching of this project that you have indicated. Thank you for that. We want to continue on from Mr. Manchas Casabaw's rendition with a word from the parliamentary representative for Soufrière Français Jacques, Honorable Emma Hippolyte. Do give her a round of applause. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I think after Selvina and Manchas, I have nothing to say. I should actually take my seat. But let me start by recognizing our PS has left us. Let me recognize Mrs. Master Symphorian Laura, Secretary General of St. Lucia's National Commission for UNESCO. I want to recognize Mrs. Hippolyte, who's the PMA manager. I recognize among us members. I saw Ms. Augustine from the DCA. I recognize past managers of the PMA office. I recognize school principals, Mr. Gill. I recognize Mr. Gill and Ms. Comby. You have a very important role to educate our students. I recognize the management of Sugar Beach, whose property sits at the foot of the Pitons, and have a serious responsibility to ensure that that area remains pristine. I recognize Inspector Rennie and the other members, persons who are here today, Soufrière colleagues from Soufrière, and everybody from St. Lucia. Thank you for being here. I see this is Ms. Charlemagne, our District Education Officer, and others. Good afternoon. I want to thank you for gathering here to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the official designation of the PMA as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO under the theme 20 Years of Beauty and Preservation. It is both an honor and a privilege to address you on two subjects that are not only dear to my heart as your PAL rep, but as also someone who was born and raised right here. I believe the two issues that I'm going to speak on are crucial for our future, and they are sustainable development and the preservation of our World Heritage Sites. But first, let me say something on the issue of beauty. I must tell you that our little country, St. Lucia, is a pearl of rare beauty, and our pitons our singular pride of breathtaking beauty that is our national identity. There is nowhere in the world that you go where St. Lucian, when we see our Twin Peak, the pride that it gives. And I can tell you that as somebody who has lived overseas, who have traveled, and we have to do a lot more to control and protect the use of this national pride, because sometimes we see it being used by all and sundry. And as a government, I can tell you, just last week in the cabinet, we started looking at national symbols. And this Piton is starting to get the attention it deserves by the government of St. Lucia. So let us focus on sustainable development. As we know it, sustainable development is a blueprint for our better future. But simply, it's about meeting our present needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. It encompasses 3 key pillars, namely economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental protection. These pillars are interdependent and mutually reinforcing. On economic growth, sustainable development promotes long-term economic stability. By investing in green technologies and renewable energy, we can create new jobs and industries, reduce costs, and build a resilient economy that can withstand environmental challenges. On the issue of social inclusion, this ensures that all people have access to basic resources and opportunities. It means providing quality education, healthcare, and decent work for all, fostering a society where everyone can thrive. On the issue of environmental protection, their emphasis on the need to protect our natural resources and ecosystem. Sustainable development encourages us to use resources more efficiently and to minimize waste, thus preserving our planet for future generations. The significance of our World Heritage Sites. Throughout the world, World Heritage Sites are irreplaceable treasures that belong to all humanity. And there we saw Ms. Symphorian gave us the critical information as to World Heritage Sites in general and the importance of our own pitons. They are a testament to our planet's natural beauty and cultural richness. These sites tell the story of our collective history, and we must do all in our power to preserve them. For several reasons, including 1, our cultural identity. Their heritage sites are the keystones of our cultural identity. They connect us to our past, teaching us about our history, traditions, and the evolution of human society. They are living classrooms, offering invaluable lessons to our future generations. Secondly, the issue of biodiversity. Many heritage sites are home to unique ecosystems and endangered species. And here, our pitons are home to specific plants. Some of them are not found anywhere else. Therefore, protecting the pitons helps to conserve biodiversity, which is essential for the health of our planet. It ensures that we maintain the intricate balance of life that supports all living creatures. Now, I want to say that I know we've placed a lot of importance on what we are seeing at the top above the ocean. But I want to put on record that we need to pay equal importance to what is below the ocean. We need to place a lot of importance to what is below the ocean. So I'm hoping that, Mrs. Hippolyte, in terms of the development of the material for the schools, that we work with persons like Ms. Casobon and others who have a good knowledge of what is happening underneath our ocean, that we start educating our children to preserve it as well. Because as you know, Soufrière again is in a unique position trying to protect our harbors. Our Soufrière Management Authority is a unique institution that is being looked at throughout the region. So again, Soufrière, we have a lot to be thankful for, and we must understand the uniqueness that's, of Soufrière within St. Lucia. The third issue is the whole issue of economic benefits. And as has been shown, preserving World Heritage sites such as ours bring immense economic benefits. Tourism generated by this site, which includes Piton Area 1, 2, and 3, which includes our sulfur springs, continue to provide significant revenue for our community and fostering sustainable economic development. As you know, tourism is the engine of growth of this country. And I don't need to tell you that if there is no Soufrière, there is no tourism for St. Lucia. Our government is aware of it, and at the moment we are trying to work to ensure that we protect what we have in Soufrière in a big way. By managing tourism responsibly, we can continue to create jobs and support local economies without degradation of our pitons and sulfur springs. Fourthly, on the scientific research, World Heritage Sites offer opportunities for scientific research, providing insights into our planet's history and the process that has shaped it. This research can inform our efforts to address contemporary challenges, such as climate change and natural disasters. Sustainable practices ensure that the natural and cultural integrity of heritage sites is maintained, while the protection of these sites can drive sustainable development. By integrating conservation into our development strategies, we can achieve a balance that benefits both people and planet. As stewards of this planet, it is our duty to promote sustainable development and protect our designated World Heritage Sites, which, as we've said, is the entire PMA. We must adopt sustainable practices in our daily lives, in our businesses, in our governments. We must prioritize sustainability. This includes reducing our carbon footprint, using resources more efficiently, and supporting sustainable products and services. In order to support conservation efforts, we must support initiatives aimed at preserving our World Heritage Site, whether through funding, volunteer work, or advocacy. And I can tell you that the biggest champion stands before you today for this. Every effort, no matter how small, counts. Education is key to driving change. We must educate ourselves, and we must educate our children about the importance of sustainable development and heritage preservation. Hopefully, this awareness would lead to action, and action leads to significant change. Preservation and sustainability requires global cooperation. We must work together across boundaries and specialities, sharing knowledge, resources, and best practices to achieve our common goal. So today, I am not seeing a rep from the Soufrière Regional Development Foundation, but I am seeing a rep from the Soufrière Constituency Council and staff here. So I am really hoping we have a rep from the SRDF. No, I am just saying, because you see, the SRDF, the government has listed the two critical areas to the SRDF. So the work of the SRDF, the work of the PMA, the work of the Soufrière Council, the work of the SMMA, all of it comes together to preserve our site. In closing, let me reiterate that the benefits of sustainable development and the preservation of this World Heritage Site are profound and far-reaching. By committing to these principles, we can create a future where both people and planets thrive. I want to thank you, and I urge you to continue your important role as custodians of this treasure for future generations. Long live the World Heritage Site. Long live our PMA. Long live our sulfur springs. Long live the Pitons, and long live the people of St. Lucia. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Emma Hippolyte, Parliamentary Representative for our area, this area. Speaking on sustainable future for this precious part of St. Lucia and decoupling economic development with degradation. I think that is the most important thing that we can pull out from your speech. The fact that we are now able to move into a place where we can protect our biodiversity, protect our natural areas, identify how we can extract benefits from that to develop our economy without having to hurt our space. Yeah? And did you know, and she mentioned about what's under the PMA, beneath the waters. Did you know that 60% of the PMA is covered by coral reef? 60% of the PMA, so more than half of the PMA is underwater. So it is very crucial that we protect not only what is on the land, but what is in the sea as well. At this juncture, I now want to bring onto the podium, this platform, I want to bring on Mrs. Marcia Symphorian Laurent, Secretary General for the St. Lucia National Commission for UNESCO, who will be making a presentation to the Piton management area. And we have the manager, Mrs. Joan Hippolyte, accepting on the PMA's behalf. So let's have that presentation done.
Thank you very much. It looks like it's coming in the 20s. So we're getting 20 from the National Commission for UNESCO, and also we're getting 20,000 in another form from the brewery on behalf of Piton. And we have been getting along the way from other benefactors, but not so much. So I'm hoping the others will join and bring it up to 20 as well. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. This is shaping up to be a very wonderful anniversary for PMA. Everybody likes to get money on their birthday, yeah? To celebrate, we now want to welcome on stage Mr. Donaton Legend, who will be delivering a rendition called Pride. Give it up for Donathan.
Good day. Greetings, everybody. Protocols already established. First thing is first, I want to thank the Most High for us being here today, because without him, it couldn't be possible. So, DJ. Jonathan, listen to another one. I had a dream that one day the pride that we shall be restored. And I'm not speaking about any pride, my fellow solutions. I'm referring to the pride. Hear that? I'm on a mission, mission to restore the Piton, so no competition, no time and space for division, nada. I'm on a mission, mission to restore the Piton, so no competition, no time and space for division, When you look at the Pitons, I bet you see something amazing. Such a beautiful vision, not one to where people complaining. It has attracted millions, and plus millions are out there and waiting. It's the source of our income, best world heritage site in the making. To climb it, you have to be very athletic. On our way up, show love and respect it. Standing out 2,510 feet, 10 feet, well fit, standing majestic. Not just one, we're blessed with two. God loves strong, oh yes, it's true. Let us show appreciation for his creation. Hey, I'm on a mission to restore the Piton, so no competition, no time or space for division, I'm on a mission to restore the Piton, so no competition, no time or space for division, Culture is something we all should just hook on. Even the clothes and the shoes that we put on. Get out the zone of your comfort and move on. We have abandoned the culture for too long. You see, the thing is the problem we have. Most of us tend to forget what we have. Really, I'm flattered. To me, it's an honor. I live near the Piton, CJs from the corner. People around that were talking about it. We should be proud. It's a blessing to have it. Come on now, let us restore our pride. Let's do it now, not in 4 hours time. Restore your pride and let me see your hand. Restore your pride and if you restore your pride, I would tell your friends, but restore your pride and do it free. Come together if you with me. It is better. Hey, we still like night dancing. It's a better community. Restore your pride and do it free. Come together if you with me. I have to check the legend. I'm on a mission, mission to restore the Piton, so no competition, no time or space for division, nada. I'm on a mission, mission to restore the Piton, so no competition, no time or space for division, I'm on a mission to restore the Piton, so no competition, no time or space for division, well, I'm on a mission to restore the Piton, so no competition, no time or space for division, I thank you very much.
I'm on a mission to restore the Pitons. I want everybody to say that. I'm on a mission to restore the... I'm on a mission to... I'm on a mission to restore the Pitons. In every sense of the word. Everything that we say, everything that we do is toward the protection, the preservation, the conservation of what is ours, right? Wonderful. We're coming down to the end of the program. I want to now call on for a short theatrical performance. The PMA club members, are you guys ready? Okay, give them some encouragement. Come on, come on.
Jonathan, listen to another one.
Okay, so while we wait on the theatrical performance, just want to let you know that 2 chits will be issued for any bottled drinks. We have the buffet. It will be served for dignitaries. There will also be takeaway plates to be served to all invited guests. And you can look out for some video bits to congratulate the Piton management on the 20th anniversary. If you're just joining us on the live, thank you so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, though, we're coming to the end of the program, but you could always watch it over.
I see our nation in this airy meditation. Oh, what a realization! It is Raja's creation. This PMA manifestation. I see our nation in this airy meditation. Oh, what a realization! It is Raja's creation. This PMA manifestation. Welcome to Soufrière Saint Lucia, home of the Piton Management Area, a World Heritage Site. Get your local, native, natural chains, bracelets, earrings, and your juicy mangoes.
Rasaya Nola.
Jaco.
What's up, what's up?
Nothing, just on my lesson.
I ain't you from far, far away, you know.
That's not true.
Of course, your natural bracelets, your chains, your earrings, and don't forget the juicy mangoes.
Ay, ay, ay.
I even hear you talking about a World Heritage Site. Tell us what's that,
Jaco, you pulling my leg, you pulling my leg. You that's a community activist. You that's supposed to be telling us about that.
I know I'm the community activist, but you're the one who's speaking of it. So tell us.
Them days my brain not brain, but your parrot Kenson Kazame, things I cannot do.
Ras, you always doing that. You always putting things on me. But since you put that on me, I go tell you. Now listen. A World Heritage Site is a landmark or an area with legal protection by an international convention administered by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. Rasayanola, we must understand that the people must understand that World Heritage designation was not given lightly.
Not given lightly.
The PMA is now an exceptional place on the planet. On June 30th, 2004...
What date?
On June 30th, 2004, during the 28th session of the World Heritage Committee in Suho, China, the PMA was inscribed on the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
That's easy, Jacques. I knew you had it. I knew you had it.
Ras, you and I both know that the World Heritage Site is intended for practical conservation, for prosperity, and is designated as a protected area.
A protected area.
My girl, it has cultural, historical, and other forms of significance. But Ras, you know, time coming upon me, and you know, I head in work because I late. We go check in the laters.
That Jaco know how to parody. The Piton's home to an abundance of flora and fauna. Let's dance to our abundance. Number 1, tourist attraction. So practice, no destruction. So practice, no destruction. So practice, no destruction. Thank you, Ja, for another day. You know, sales was good. Not nothing I could have asked for again.
So practice, no destruction. So practice, no destruction.
We, the people, are the stakeholders, must have the office, preserve our natural, cultural heritage in compliance with the requirements. We, the people, are the stakeholders, must have the office, preserve our natural, cultural heritage in compliance with the requirements.
The PMA office is responsible for monitoring reporting obligations to the World Heritage Committee. We, the people, are the stakeholders, must of the office preserve our natural cultural heritage in compliance with the requirements.
Hey, what's all that noise inside of my house? I sat by the road there talking to Miss Brennan. I seen the house there shaking it. What's what you're doing in the house? Oh my God, I love to see your cooperating. But let me see if I still have my little girl days. Of course. You forget it's me that teach you how to skip? Yes. That's why you keep quiet. The PMA office is responsible. Let me do it again. Behave yourself. The PMA. That's not true. The PMA. I tired. Because of you that happened. But settle down, I have something to tell you. People, me, you, your friends, and all St. Lucians must work in collaboration with the PMA office to help advance the ideals of World Heritage Sites and help safeguard the integrity of the PMA office.
But mommy, I still don't understand. How do we help the PMA office safeguard the site's integrity?
We can. By being part of organizing interesting educational programs on radio,
TV, and social media. Oh, Mom, what about World Heritage Sites tour?
That sounds quite interesting.
Right. We package a high-value educational and recreational tour for both locals and visiting clients.
Aha, we thinking, my girl.
We, Mom, must uphold the pledge made for the Piton Charter. The Piton Management Area is a unique assemblage of both natural and cultural assets. Sister Tabera, stand with me. Let's say the pledge together. And we pledge to be and manage it for the benefit of St. Lucia and the whole of humanity.
Wow, wow, me girls got here, got it. Yes, me daughters. We have a responsibility to hold the Piton Management Area in trust for humankind.
In trust for humankind.
We must commit to responsible use through appreciation and pride and sustainability. I said appreciation and pride and sustainability.
Rasaya Nola!
Jaco!
What's up, what's up?
Nothing,
Sales was good today, man.
You like say that,
Got 2 boats in the harbor and them coaches from north. Ras, I tell you, the Piton symbolize the soul and spirit of Soufrière St. Lucia.
Soufrière? You mean Ayanola St. Lucia?
Yeah, man. Ras, you're right, you're right. Yo!
Continue to tell the people, support the PMA office to better improve our community.
Yeah, man, that is my job.
Talking about St. Lucia, we must identify. So powerful and majestic, with Piton standing high, symbolizing love and unity, and they boost our national pride. Our children must be proud indeed. Mother Nature never lies. She said preserve your natural heritage. Talk about their history. We're on the international stage.
Give it up one more time for the PMA Club members. Very articulate young ladies conveying through theater the importance of safeguarding the integrity of the World Heritage Site that is the Piton Management Area. We want to culminate with a vote of thanks coming from Mrs. and Ms. Brianna, PMA Secretary and Assistant respectively. Give them a warm welcome as they have welcomed you all here today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being part of the PMA anniversary, 20th anniversary, where we celebrate our UNESCO's World Heritage Site designation, which was achieved on June 30th, 2004. Unwavering support, dedication, have been in preserving the naturality of the Pitons and the Sulphur Springs. Contribution, whether as a local community member, supporter, volunteer, have played a vital role in safeguarding our cultural and environmental heritage.
Our journey. Let us cherish the achievement we have made together. Your commitment to sustainable development is a standard for future endeavors. May we continue to uphold the legacy of the PMA, ensuring it's a beacon of natural and cultural significance for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Glenda. Thank you very much, Glenda Uriam. Thank you so much. And we have come to the end of today's proceedings. Thank you so much for being here today. So much has transpired. We've heard a word. We've seen that the PMA office has received some funds to be able to further their endeavors this important site. So they got their prizes, they got their gifts on the 20th anniversary. And so now we say, hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray to the PMA. And we hope that you are successful in all your future endeavors. We wish you all the best. Happy birthday. To invite you all to follow the PMA office social media platforms. You can go on there. The 30th of June, we are observing the anniversary, and we want you to, if you are in the area, if you can take a picture of the Pitons, you are frolicking on the beach, you can take a photo and tag the PMA office in your activities and let them know that you're thinking, you are conscious of the PMA office and the World Heritage Site status in your daily living. Okay? Hip hip! Okay, we've come to the end. Once again, thank you so much for being here. My name is Jessie Leon, signing off. Do take care. We now invite you to some refreshments. Again, 2 chits issued for the bottled drinks. The buffet will be serving the dignitaries. Takeaway plates will be served to other invited guests. We now invite you to take a look, if you are watching online, on air, to take a look at the video bits to congratulate the PMA on the 20th anniversary. It is live streamed on 88.5. Take care.
They are supposed to say,
I am a Saint Lucia. That's who I am.
Okay, at this point in time, we want to invite anybody who wants to make any congratulatory remarks, any comments about the Pitons, the Piton management area. You have the opportunity to do so right now. Any takers? With the Pitons in the background. Okay, so there's a photo op to happen after. So nobody wants to talk about how they are so proud of the PMA? And that's okay. We can talk amongst ourselves and we can have a good time at this reception. So at this time, I take your attention to the back of our space where we can all gather around for a photo opportunity. Take care.